everybody. This is Agasically Statements from GearWorks.com and the E2KG Network podcasting channel on YouTube, as well as aka GameLogic on Twitch. Welcome back to another episode of the Master Plan Narratives. The Master Plan Narratives is my mini-series or sub-series in the My Gaming Diary video log chronicling my life and times as a gamer. This mini-series or sub-series is specifically the collection of Let's Plays and live streams whenever I am playing games in the strategy genre, so it could be real-time strategy, could be turn-based strategy, either or. This morning, we're going to be getting things a little bit sweaty, playing Halo Wars on PC. So, if you haven't watched my the Weekly Games podcast that I'm a member of, the Enough to Keep Going Weekly Games podcast, the People's Weekly Game podcast, every couple of weeks, part of our format is, we record every week, but every couple of weeks we record something called the Gamer Experience Show, or the GX Show, where the format is primarily us talking about the games that we have played recently. Part of that is a session of this thing called the Picks Plays assignment. And what we do is, during that fortnight in between GX shows, we assign something that is thematically oriented around a certain dynamic that we want to pick at and have co-hosts come back to the show to talk about. This most recent one this most recent Picks Plays assignment was around playing a port. So, today we don't talk about ports as much anymore. Everything kind of releases multi-platform. Everything releases pretty much day and date on all those platforms. And the design aesthetic, mainly, is one that is relatively synonymous across all the platforms. But way back in the day, games didn't necessarily release day and date on every single platform. Games were typically designed for a lead platform, which they still are, but the design vector was such that you would see a great deal of variance in a game that was designed with consoles in mind first and PC second, or PC in mind first and console second. You tend to see a better blend of that these days. Halo Wars was actually released in 2009, near the end of the second half, I guess I should say, the Xbox 360 PS3 era, so I think that's console generation 7. I'll have to fact check that at some point. But it was actually done by Ensemble Studios, who are the Age of Total War guys. That studio was made up in about 1994-ish, and then was purchased by Microsoft in 2001. It was made a first-party studio. Unfortunately, they were disbanded right before this game released. And a number of expats from Ensemble Studios, I think Robotics Games or Robot Games, did the support and DLC for this for a number of years. Halo Wars 2 was actually developed by 343 Studios, who took over the Halo Wars franchise after Bungie left Microsoft as a first-party studio, and they were assisted actually by Creative Assembly, who are the Total War guys. So an interesting bit of DNA and past history there. We're specifically playing the Halo Wars Definitive Edition on PC, which was released actually in 2016. So the original game released in 2009, Definitive Edition released in 2016, Halo Wars 2 released in 2017. I got this game maybe 4 years ago, obviously, and it's one of a number of games in my backlog, just one of the things that I have not gotten around to yet. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to make sure, there's probably going to be a number of games in this series, so I wanted to make sure that we kind of covered the background. I think I'm relatively set. Actually, I need to go back. I focused on getting everything ready for the live stream, but didn't really necessarily. I didn't even realize there was I'm in the controls menu here. Graphics are pretty set. It just did not have an automated NVIDIA GeForce Experience profile, so we should turn high quality particles on. I don't know why those got turned off. I am playing on the 1440p monitors this morning. They're actually 4K monitors, but I've set it to 1440p. I'm going to leave the anti-aliasing now because I'm actually recording on the same PC that I'm gaming on. I'm not too worried about that until I find out that that's a problem. Audio's fine. Hopefully the audio mix balance in this is okay. If it's not, I will probably still post this video. I don't think I necessarily want to play the tutorial.
Report, February 4th, 2531. 5 years. 5 long years.
So I'm just gonna let this play out and not so much have the voiceover, just let you guys listen to the intro sequence here. For the most part, I've never actually watched all these cinematics all the way through, so this is one of the reasons why I want to come back to this game in my backlog, as it's either been a number of years since I played this, so I'm not sure that I even remember all these sequences.
After setback. Loss after loss. Made what was going to be a quick and decisive win into 5 years of hell. Of course, that's all Harvest is today. It's hell down there. But now it's ours again.
I can imagine this being a problem just from the notion of the government not really knowing what they were getting into, being surprised by the tenacity of human beings, and kind of being caught off guard by things like a warthog showing up and careening into the midst of a bunch of Covenant. Cinematics on this game are really good and actually hold up really well over time. I am very impressed by what we're seeing going on here. I'm very pleased to be playing this on a 4K monitor, even though I have it set for 1440p.
Standard orbit achieved. All systems normal.
Prep for pod launches, bring weapon systems online.
Expecting trouble, Captain?
Harvest may be ours again, but I don't think the Covenant appreciate that yet. Sergeant Forge, report.
Definitely plenty of bad guys down
Now, what I'm not I'm not a Halo expert, a Halo SME. I don't know the lore as well as some other people might.
Shows some interesting Covenant activity on the surface.
I've played a lot of Halo. I'm a big fan of the series. I mainly focused on playing Halo 1 through 3, but I did not really deep dive into like all the stuff on the internet. This guy's voice sounds familiar, so I'll have to look him up and see
I'll get my equipment ready.
who he is.
There's no way you're coming down here on the first burn.
Sergeant Forge, pull back to Alpha Base. I'm sending you some backup.
Roger that. Forge out.
So, nothing too difficult then?
It might be the key to this whole war, Serena. It's worth the risk.
Captain, Alpha is toast. Nothing for me to pull back to. Suggest you hold that backup for now.
We need to turn that around, Sergeant. Serena, what's our status?
Sir, we've got a lot of troops retreating from Alpha Base. If Sergeant Forge can regroup them, our numbers may be sufficient to retake the base.
Roger that. We'll round up any and all survivors and get Alpha back.
Yeah, I am actually checking out the cast of this game on IMDb. I seem to not. Oh, here's all cast and crew. Sorry about that. So Greg Berger, Nolan North is Sergeant Jonathan Forge, and I'm not familiar with Greg Berger, but I thought I'd heard that voice actor before. So let's go ahead and get into and check things out proper. Hit the left mouse button here, left mouse button to select. Looking at it the opposite way.
We got friendlies up ahead. I'm going.
I'm surprised that the camera is not responding to the mouse wheel.
Let's go.
I think what it is I think I've only played Halo Wars 2. Why am I not... cursor over the target right mouse button to
You got it. I'll do it. I'm going in. You boys from Alpha?
Okay, seems a little,
Fall in behind me. We're taking Alpha back.
I just wish this thing would give me control. No, I don't want to select it. I want to drag and drop and then set them to control route 1. Does that work?
Let's ride.
I'm really surprised that the game is not, mouse wheel scroll is actually, it seems like I don't have, it's page down and page up. And it doesn't scale that much, even though I'm on a 1440p monitor. It's really surprising. And I'm not able to, I think I need to look at controls. This thing is not laid out the way I would think that it would be. Controls, I guess I should have played the tutorial, Default zoom, cursor second scroll speed, camera follow, I do want that, mouse clipping mode, keyboard mouse. I want to know how to zoom the camera. I'm really surprised that it's not on the mouse wheel. Set a rally point is Y. I just want to know the basics. See, a lot of these controls you can't change, which I'm not. Alt, mouse move, left or right. Okay, that's fine. Rotate camera, insert and delete. Okay, camera zoom in and zoom out is Alt, and page up and page down. It's just really wonky. It's hitchy. I would expect it to be a little smoother. Okay. No, I want all the units selected.
Rolling. Moving out.
And it's like you're not able to scroll. Like, I should be able to scroll like the entire length of the map, even though that there's fog of war. Ugh. So I don't know whether or not this is like a weird performance thing or what. I mean, I have a relatively high-end PC.
Rolling.
I don't know why it seems to like be really hard to push it at the edges to get the map to swirl. And now it's acting like it's only... why is that mouse wheel scroll not smooth? Why? Like, I don't understand why it's going back and forth between the two units, I guess.
Local units.
So I'm hitting the scroll wheel, which I'm mistaken in that sometimes it should scroll the map, but it should not be going back and forth between units. And I think this is part of... What the...
Local units.
Moving out.
Holy cow. I feel like this is, and this is part of your port action right here.
I'm on it. Attacking.
Like, why am I not getting... I think a lot of this stuff is happening automated. This is infuriating. I don't know why it's swapping back and forth between units. That's going to become a problem as I get further on. So right now the camera's zoomed in. Why is it...
Local units.
Rolling out.
Oh my goodness. This is just bad.
On the way. Rolling.
It's as if the game is tuned for a kind of pondering interface and is like flummoxed by...
I'm on it.
Local units.
It's really weird.
You got it.
It's really weird how it is not giving me...
Local units.
It's not giving me control. It's not giving me a attack. It starts sliding like before.
On the move.
Oof.
I'm on it.
Like, it's not always giving me a attack this unit indicator every time.
On the way. Rolling out. I'll do it. I'm going in. You bet.
I'm kind of derping down here. Like, how do you...
Let's get it.
And they're reacting too quickly, a little uncontrollably. What I'd really like to do... Now, here's my problem, is...
Moving out.
Now I want to start splitting these forces up a little bit, but with not being able to assign them, well, that's one. Yeah, it's not reacting to. Normally, you're able to assign units to a control group. It's not really what I wanted to do. I want to start separating out my control of the group so I can start kind of flanking units and splitting them up and splitting their fire.
Let's ride.
It's not really effective with this control scheme. And the field of view is locked in and wired in so tight that like you're not really able to zoom out and view the map. It's a very small area, very small square footage that you're able to look at. This feels like a game not designed for PC. Like, I should at least be able to scale this whole map out. Like I said, I wouldn't be able to detect all the units in here, but I should definitely be able to see like how much area there is total, where I need to get to.
On the move. Rolling.
It doesn't feel... I am selecting the units on screen. I'm trying to split control up between them as two groups, but the only thing I seem to be able to do, at least intuitively, without reading through the instructions, is that...
On the move.
Now maybe this is okay and it's dumbed down a little as far as... Are these grunts? Like, I can't really get down close enough to the action to even see.
Let's go. This is Tango 3.
It's not what I wanted to do.
Heavy fire. Awesome. That turret is chewing us up. Don't worry.
Oh, wow.
Cavalry
Okay.
here. On the target. You got it. Follow us, Marines.
Okay, looks like we took care of that. Still, it is not how I would have preferred the battle to go. Oh, wow, so I have... Oh,
Well,
settle
look
down
at
there.
that. They're trying to keep us out of our own base.
No, I don't. I want the Marines to go right here and sit and wait.
Get this thing down and we'll come a-running. Target the power source.
I don't know. So it's arbitrarily removed control of warthogs from me, and I don't understand
Rolling out.
like where I can have units. Yeah, let's just regroup all the Halo infantry here. And you know, this is day one. You know, there are always surprises and a lack of clarity. You're trying to figure the game out. I really don't like how this thing does not scale. I mean, I'm on a 1440p monitor, and I feel like, I can see a very small amount of the board. Let's clean up the trash. Like, it's not giving me like there are units still here, obviously. Why doesn't it give me it? So it's giving me. Press R.
Barriers down. Let's do this, gentlemen. Open fire.
Really just a wonky way to get through the thing.
Let's roll.
I'll send the sergeant here.
Roger that.
I don't
Air
know.
support en route, Sergeant. They'll take out the armor. The rest is yours.
So what I don't like... like, it's not... Like, I'm used to using buttons for control, and I can't reach the buttons. The camera control is on Alt. It's just weird. I don't as intuitively like I often will hit the button. You know, we'll hit a button to verify that I have control of somebody, and so I'm doing that every once in a while. Like, these infantry, dude. Why are they being so hyper-aggressive? Yeah, but I don't want them to all come in from the same vector. I would like them to come in from different trajectories.
Local unit.
I mean, it lends itself very quickly, very easily to just grabbing everyone and moving them in a certain direction. Now here's a good example of where, like, I want that Warthog to go there, I want the Captain to go there, I want to send the infantry straight ahead, Warthog should flank, and now he can attack from that vector. No, the infantry shouldn't move unless I tell them to move, right? Good cutscenes at least. This is not Supreme Commander, I'll tell you that.
Ours again. Sergeant Forge, you may want to scout the area.
Alright, my guess is that it's not that high a score, I derped that all up, but I'm gonna go ahead and continue. See what is up next. I don't know how many missions there are in this game. I do wonder.
Let's just take one last look-see.
The Hierarchs grow impatient. We can delay no longer. What if the infection defiles the relic? I care not for your little life. Open the relic.
Well, well. Open sesame.
What made you choose my observation deck as your lab, Professor?
I like the view. It adds perspective to my work.
Forge doesn't think it's safe for you to go down there yet. He's quite insistent.
I can be quite insistent too, Captain. I can take care of myself.
Any idea
Okay, so
what
word on the
you
street is
got
that this
down
game
there?
is about 12 hours
It's all
of gameplay.
serious right now.
We'll see
And I'll know a
how
lot
it
more
goes.
once I
Usually
get
takes me a
down
little
there.
bit longer.
I'm approving the mission, but the slightest sign of danger and I'm pulling you out. Is that understood?
Understood, Captain.
Hierarch, the humans are closing and will soon be upon us.
No matter. The information you have gathered here is most appetizing. However, we must protect what we have learned here.
Okay, so we're recording using OBS locally, so we're
Surely you just...
recording on the same PC that we're playing on. Running at about 14% CPU level right now. This is a PC fitted out with a AMD Ryzen 3 3600. So performing pretty decently. Again, I'm playing the game at 1440p, I'm recording at 1080p. So I just have the
Serena, We need to re-establish Alpha Base before we can proceed
Game
with the
and
mission.
its UI stretched down to fit within the palette window of OBS.
If we rebuild, the lockdown will end and
Got about 18 minutes left in the Let's Play. I know that this is, has been administration and logistics heavy,
from new base location
and a lot of kind of table setting. That is typically the case with the first Let's Play in a series on a new game. It's been a somewhat frustrating experience. Use mouse cursor to move. Yeah, I know that. Base build site. Yeah, I got it. Oh, there's the base. Okay. Bringing it in. It does play pretty smooth. The visuals are good. I'm just really frustrated by like having to hit the Alt button to scroll the camera, but also
the base is up and running again.
how tight the video is. I mean, this is at 1440p, and like I feel like I can only see like a very small part of the map at one time. Move the mouse cursor here. Not a super huge fan of base building in RTS, I much prefer a game that's entirely tactical without resource gathering and loading and all that.
We'll need a barracks to call in the troops.
So I don't know how much base building there is in this game. I didn't get the impression that there was that much in Halo 2? Halo Wars 2? It's been a while since I've played that.
We need to establish a larger military presence on the ground.
Doesn't give me that. Is it giving me train? Did it queue up 5? This feels very clunky. Not settling into this yet.
Local units.
Let's go ahead and gather up all the troops. I don't know where this is one of the problems with not being able to scale. I don't know where the front of this base is or where the door is. I kind of have to scroll all around to find it. I guess the threat is going to come from over here. I have 4 units now. Nothing in the building menu. This also feels like it's going to be a very canned and contrived RTS.
Constructing buildings and upgrading them where you can.
Yeah, there's nothing. Okay. Barracks, supply pad, and reactor.
I've highlighted the area where Sergeant Forge found the structure.
I don't know what I'm supposed to build.
Local units. Supply pad complete.
Dude, this is rough. Does not feel like a modern RTS.
Reactor complete.
And this is exactly what I mean and what we're supposed to investigate by a game that is a port, right? There's certain constraints on here that feel like it was put on here. This looks amazing and looks like it would play well on console and would be appreciated, but I'm very frustrated by it. What is... I don't know what this is. Now, how do you pick up supplies here? Supply pad resources. Let's make that a... Can I make a heavy supply pad? Oh, different types of enemies, or friendlies.
Supply pad upgraded.
Gather up some flamethrowers before I sortie out.
Local units.
Need to figure out exactly what the sortie paradigm is, which is, let's see, can I go over here? I can't slew the camera. I can't automatically go there. Like my mouse pad, and I have a super huge mouse pad, like, is it even big enough to... Oh! Okay.
Flamethrower, good to go.
Probably gonna do one other type of unit to get a pretty decent combined arms effect.
Ready, sir.
Now it looks like you can only exercise control of them over them by unit type, so you can't really mix and match units in a single group, I'm guessing. This feels so archaic. This feels like a...
Local units.
This feels like a 1990s RTS. Alright. Marine flamethrower, flashbang, new blood. What is... Okay, so these are upgrades. Okay, we'll take that. I want to build up a certain mass of forces
Local unit.
before I sortie out. It's a heavy supply pad. That is my barracks. Go ahead and create or make that a heavy supply pad. Sure. I'm not sure. I've got enough resources, so I do have enough resources for that.
Supply pad upgraded.
And I need 150 to make a warthog.
Research.
Go ahead and build up a few more resources and unit transit orbiter garrison inside the base. So nope, I don't want to do that.
More resources required.
No, they're only supposed to be 150 apiece. So does that mean that they make... No, it means you need one. So I'm assuming that an infantry person becomes the driver. So we go ahead and get a few more resources and then add another. Okay. So good. I didn't want to necessarily upgrade forever. You need 1200 to go to an advanced reactor.
Local units.
Rolling.
It just seems like what the game is wired around is you just grabbing all the units and then just throwing them at whatever risk you encounter. Which is not normally how I like to play RTSs. I would like to split units up and have... Okay, base defense. Go ahead and do that.
More resources
Oof,
required.
250, okay. So now we're starting to hit my resource and supply limits.
Rolling.
Let's go ahead and sortie the group out. So are these my barracks here?
Warthog fired up.
Now we're starting to get into constraints. Where are the warthogs? We got 2 more warthogs to
Local
mount up,
units.
so
Rolling.
let's go ahead and gather those and then we'll head out.
Turret complete.
Yeah, well, very limited scroll here. This flummoxes me. Now, I might be having some problems with... I'm using a Corsair Ironclaw mouse, so I may have the DPI set. I may have had the... Whoa, what is that? Oh! Okay, I didn't know that that was going to be the plan.
Warthog ready.
So what is he doing? Is he gathering resources? Oh, they just land dropped. They just dropped in there. Oh, no! I thought I was supposed to go out and get them! Okay.
Local units.
Rolling.
It's a little different, so... But I'm going to have to think about it. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and stage the expeditionary group out here. Let's go ahead and start building units that are defensive in nature. Now, this doesn't let me set the rally point.
I'm picking up lots of Covenant chatter around your position. Looks like they are setting up defenses.
Yeah, but... I guess I'm just gonna have to grab them because they don't respond to the Control 1 designating a group. And with my inability to,
Marines, good to go.
the scroll is just horrible. It is very, very sensitive to exactly where
Marines ready, sir.
on the screen you put the cursor, so normally when I would expect it to scroll at an angle, it is often getting stuck and only scrolling like in one of 4 cardinal directions, which again is kind of behavior that you would expect from a console.
Flamethrower ready to burn.
Alright, let's go ahead and bring up these 2 additional flamethrowers and then give them some warthogs. And another infantry group to be the drivers. RPG ability. I don't have the reactor resources for that yet. I actually want to go ahead and build.
Already at maximum population.
Okay, that is not something I was prepared for. Barracks, supply pad. How do I increase my... I guess we'll go ahead and build another barracks. I'm not sure how to increase my population. Go ahead and make another supply pad here. Probably should have made a reactor.
Barracks complete.
Alright, we got units coming in here. I'm going to try and defend entirely with these guys.
Supply pad complete.
I think these guys are just going to do whatever they want to do. I'm not going to have the nuance of control that I need. So let's see, can I make some more warthogs?
Already at maximum population.
E selects all your units. Q selects your units on the screen. Okay. So how do I increase my maximum population? That's going to be a little problematic, but I'm going to... 30th... Okay, that's your max population. How do I...
Already at maximum population.
So how do you increase your population? That's the, Oh, so this is... Okay, so it's a rally point based on the base. Okay, got it. I need to figure out how to increase my maximum population. It does not appear... Maybe that's it. Maybe that's all I can increase it to. Okay. Okay, so that's everything on the screen. Let's go ahead and move out with the expeditionary unit. We're getting down to about 6 minutes left. I think you're going at this expecting a nuance of control that you just don't really have. I think this game is really... I think this is really... Nah, don't go through them. I think you are just going to attack units till they're down. I think this is very much a center of mass RTS. So 20 Jackal Snipers, so I hit the achievement there. I don't think this is a super nuanced RTS. Okay, so I've lost 1 unit. I'm down to 29 of 30.
Well, looky here. The Covenant built themselves a little base.
No, fall back.
Our primary mission here is to reach that structure. Destroying that base is a
secondary
objective.
So I'm trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to handle... Oh! Sorting out. No. You guys need to back up. Do not want to engage with those units. I wish I could figure out how to change the, hostility or aggression level of these units. What I want to do... Okay, good. So I'm back. Now, where's the barracks? What I want to do is,
Already at maximum population.
Okay. And then change the rally point to here. Okay, so the camera does look like it's slewing. Okay, where are they? Right there.
Marines on the ground, sir.
Where are you? No, that's not where you are. Where are those new Marines that I just made? What I want to do is have you guys go to here. Alright, that works. Okay, so I've got defensive units here. have resources, but I don't have, is there anything to research?
Higher tech level required.
Come on.
More reactors.
Build more reactors, great. I don't have more reactors to build. Let's go ahead and stand up turrets. Because that apparently is not, like there are times when I
Local units.
slew the camera, or I think I'm slewing the camera and it doesn't move, and I'm like, I don't know what the heck is going on. So I think that's all the units.
Rolling.
Alright, we're coming down on the last 3 minutes of the Let's Play here. Want to kind of
Complete.
slip around the edge here,
Rolling.
because I want to be able to bypass the base. Like, what is the problem with path? Come on. No, maneuver left. We'll take those units as we're maneuvering. So that's good.
Rolling.
So attacking that base is a secondary objective. I want to try and
Rolling.
kind of slip around here.
Turret complete.
Whoa, what is that? What is that?
I've lost contact with some warthogs on patrol. Keep an eye out for them, will you?
What? Oh, what is up with those guys? Now the scroll on this is... So it's like I don't have control of those units? Where are the...
Local units.
Okay.
Attacking. If we blow up these refineries, the enemy air pads will go with them.
So a little bit of this is like figuring out where on the map you want to go. I need to get an MM350 pad over here.
Attacking.
I want to select all my units. I want some of them left back. I don't, like, it's like I don't have, select your units on the screen. Like, it's like I don't have control over these units. I guess they're just supposed to hold up there. Now what I can't see here is I can't see, like, how much... Okay. So it tells me that there's a methane refinery there, but it doesn't tell me at all, like, what... Okay, so that's blown up. Can I save the game at any point here? Okay, it does allow you to save the game.
Local units.
Do I need to... I could attack...
Attacking. Attacking. Rolling.
That's a position. That pad can't be blown up.
Attacking.
No, just blow up the tanks. Like, I didn't tell you to attack this other stuff. Like, blow up the... Like, destroy what I tell you to destroy. Refinery destroyed. Okay. I have no idea what that is.
Attacking.
Enemy engagement.
Attacking.
I don't know if that's a Discord alert or what. I don't have Discord up, so I have no idea what that audio alert was for. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hold up right here. We've expended the amount of time that we wanted to spend in the Let's Play. Thanks very much for joining in today. Once again, my name has been Gasically Stamus from the Rounding Off Infinity Gaming channel on YouTube, the E2KG Network Podcasting channel on YouTube, aka Game Logic on Twitch.
Local units.
This has been another episode of the Master Plan Narratives. Until next time, take care of yourselves, stay safe out there, play the games that you like, and stream the games that you love.
Rolling.
So we can get the infantry through there. Power source. Okay, so that shield is down. Ruh-roh.
Attacking.
Alright, so we lost a unit, but we're still pretty good. I was planning on replacing, like, a unit every single time I took a casualty, but I'm gonna go ahead and fight a little more battle of attrition and let that unit go. But that's going to do it for me for today. Until next time, good night, good luck, and good gaming. That's going to do it for me. I'm out of here.